I'm Katie Wethman. I'm with eXp Realty. I want to share with you a little bit about my real estate journey. I've been in real estate here in the DC metro area for 17 years. I started with a regional brokerage on a small team. I was there for 3 years and my business took off. I decided at that point that I wanted to start my own team. So I switched brokerages to what was then a new franchise in our area, and I have been there about 13 years, starting as a solo agent, adding an admin, and then growing into a top producing team. About 6 months ago, I decided to make the leap to eXp Realty, and I wanted to talk through a number of reasons why I am so glad we made the switch to eXp. The first thing I really appreciated about eXp was the energy and the culture of sharing and interaction. I was really pleasantly surprised by that because it is a 100% virtual brokerage. What I realized was that it was built to be virtual, but it is supplemented by lots of in-person interaction and activity. There are groups of agents that have come together to rent office space, for example. There are monthly happy hours. There are weekly get-togethers for in-person training. So for people that thrive on interaction with other agents, there is plenty of opportunity for that. But if your schedule doesn't allow for that, or it's not convenient for you, or you just don't want to, it is actually built to be 100% virtual and you can work from home, which is just so important in this post-pandemic environment. So many people are used to that and really enjoy it. The second reason we chose eXp as a team was for the financials. Now, since I've had a team, a cap model brokerage is the only one that ever made complete sense to me, because I don't want to have an unlimited amount of money going to my broker when they're not necessarily giving me an unlimited amount of support. So I really had to ask myself, well, what am I getting in exchange for this big fee? I'm getting them to be able to process my commissions, some training, some software, but some of it I use, some of it I don't. So I really had to hold my money accountable. So whether it's thousands or tens of thousands, or in the case of teams, sometimes hundreds of thousands that are going to your broker, I really had to do the pros and cons there of what am I getting in exchange for that. And so the very low cost, low cap model of the virtual eXp structure really worked for me and worked even better for my team members. Another thing about the financials, like I make my business decisions based on actual dollars and cents coming in and going out. So while revenue share and stock options and stock grants are a really nice bonus and a way to offset some of those expenses, that actually did not factor into my decision at all. So just looking at the broker fees and the transaction fees, that's the part that made perfect sense to me as a business owner. The third thing that really pulled me towards eXp was the training. Now, as I said, it's a virtual brokerage, and so a lot of the training is virtual, which is great for me. I can do it in between other meetings, I can do it remotely, I can do it from my own office. So having all of that activity available online, and a lot of times on demand, is fantastic. But one thing people don't know about eXp is that a lot of the training and opportunities are part of the package of who you join under. So I joined with a group of agents that roll up to something called the Fast Forward movement, and that's really what convinced me at the end to go to eXp. Now, this organization is hundreds and hundreds of agents across the country, including a lot of top producing teams. And they set up these weekly masterminds, master classes that do deep dives on topics that are really interesting. What I love about them is that the training and the masterminds they have is by cohort. So for example, I'm in one for team leads doing a certain amount of production, and there's nowhere else in my old brokerage or any other brokerage that I talked to, and I've talked to a lot of them, where that was a weekly occurrence that you could bring your problems and the group would throw out ways that they've approached it, what worked, what they tried that didn't work, and help you solve your problems. There are other cohorts for newer agents, for solo agents, for small teams. There's a cohort for building long-term financial independence and wealth building. Whatever topic you're trying to grow your real estate business with, there's a group out there for you. But it does matter who you connect with and who you associate with when you come into eXp, because a lot of those trainings are for certain cohorts only, not eXp at large. If you want to learn more about eXp, whether you're a solo agent, a new agent, starting a team, or already have a team in place, feel free to reach out. I'm always available for a quick call or Zoom or an in-person meeting if you're local. I'd love to share what I've learned over the years and why eXp was a great fit for us.